Kyle Rittenhouse was innocent, and he got off as he should.
This is just like the Kyle Rittenhouse thing.
People are emotionally attached to this
and they get
story.
Emotionally attached to the story.
You didn't notice how the story seemed like bullshit as time went on? Like, there's no way any of these people in Congress would put on a kente scarf for a real victim of anything. They would put it on for a fake victim propped up by a media machine. That's what they would do it for.
Okay, back to Jim.
So Trump's, so this is Trump's press secretary. She gets invited on CNN, and Casey Hunt, watch how you say that.
Don't say it fast.
Don't say it fast.
You have it right.
Yeah. So we've outed her many times. She's a huge establishment liar and a smear merchant.
Casey?
And so what she's doing, she lied about Syria, and she smeared Tulsi when Tulsi was telling the truth about Syria. There's things to disagree with Tulsi about. Her stance on Syria wasn't one of them.
Oh, I wish I could cut you off.
And so
for disrespecting my
so
colleagues.
watch this. So watch this. She brings her on. She brings up the fact that the debate moderators are biased against Trump, and then when she tries to talk about it, she cuts her off. This is bizarre. And I'm gonna. What this is actually a setup. Watch this. This is Casey Hunt is setting up Trump's. This is a setup. Watch this.
Themselves as professionals, as they have covered campaigns and interviewed candidates from all sides of the aisle. I'll also say that if you talk to analysts of debates previous, that if you're attacking the moderators, you're usually losing. So I really want.
So let me just say, when she says if you're attacking the moderators, she's saying that Trump is attacking the moderators of the debate. And she says, if you're attacking the moderators, you're losing. Trump is winning. Just in case you haven't read the polls,
dumb Hunt.
In case you haven't read the polls, you dumb Hunt. Trump is winning.
What does she think is going to help?
So what she's doing is proving Trump's point right now that CNN is biased. Of course they are, 100%.
Yo, start talking up Kamala. That's your only hope now.
And so watch what she does. So she brings it up. Casey Hunt brings it up to Trump's press secretary, and then she shows Trump saying, watch this.
Focus in on what these two men are going to do and say when they stand on the stage. Now, we have a little bit of what Donald Trump, your boss, has said in trying to set expectations for this debate. I want to play a series of his comments, and then we'll talk about it. Watch.
Maybe I'm better off losing the debate. I'll make sure he says I'll lose the debate on purpose. Maybe I'll do something like that.
I assume he's going to be somebody that will be a worthy debater. Should I be tough and nasty and just say you're the worst president in history? Or should I be nice and calm and let him speak?
So he's basically saying there, well, will I let Joe Biden win? It does seem as though many Republicans have set the bar very low in terms of arguing that Joe Biden is basically senile.
So no, what Trump means when he's saying that, she's also pretending not to understand. When Trump is saying, should I let him win so that he doesn't drop out of the race? Because Trump wants to be in the election against Biden. He doesn't want to be in against someone else. His challenger of choice would be Joe Biden. So that's what he meant by there, and she's pretending not to.
The only threat would be RFK Jr. in the debate.
That's right.
Of the order, yeah.
And she's pretending that they're sending. So she's doing what a tool of the establishment does. She lies, spins, obfuscate. Here, watch.
You have people like Doug Burgum coming out and saying, well, President Biden's very accomplished, trying to set expectations in a different place. What do you expect from Joe Biden?
So she brought up
to shit his pants.
So
obviously.
she literally brought up, if you're attacking the moderators, you're probably lose. She brought up the fact about the moderators, and now she asks her this question, and she starts to talk about that the moderators are biased because they are. We just showed you in the previous segment, Dana Bash's husband, who's a moderator, was one of the 51 CIA people who said that Hunter's laptop was Russian disinformation. And why did he say that? To swing the election. He knew he was lying and to swing the election. Also, Jake Tapper who's called Joe Biden, compared Joe Biden to Hitler. I mean, compared Trump to Hitler over and over. So she's going to mention that. She's not going to let her mention that. This is a setup. She did that to set her up. Watch this.
Well, first of all, it takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently frequently likened President Trump to Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She's welcome.
Could you say that any huntier?
And speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe Biden when they both join us now at later this week in Atlanta for this debate. Our thanks to Caroline. John,
right?
So
that's Nurse Ratchet.
So that's a setup. So that's a setup. You remember the last time that the CNN had Donald Trump on their show? They had to apologize. Remember they did a town hall and they had to apologize. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to everybody that we brought. We gave them a platform. We brought on Donald Trump. So this was set up so they can point to this and say, "Oh look, we kicked off Trump's. Look how tough we are."
Why did you platform Trump in a debate? That's a good that's a good question.
So that's what this is.
And this is like
so she did that. She was given this mission. Casey Hunt didn't think of this herself. Yeah. This was handed down to her producer. Her producer said, "Bring up the Trump saying that the moderators, the debate moderators, are biased." And then as soon as she tries to actually tell you the truth about it, don't let her and cut her off and kick her off the show.
They probably got an earpiece in her ear to tell her because she don't have any ideas in her big pumpkin skull.
And so what this woman was saying was, it takes 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper and Donald Trump, and you'll see that they are biased. And she said, you don't attack my colleagues, but you can attack Donald Trump. What are you talking about? Don't attack. You made your colleagues the story when you said, if you're attacking the debaters, you're losing. You made your colleagues the story. And no, people can't criticize. You got to attack them.
I'm attacking her dipshit husband from the CIA.
Did themselves as professionals.
I'll show it one more time.
It takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently frequently likened President Trump to Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues.
And she knows she's lying and doing an op, because watch how high her voice goes.
I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome to come back and speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe.
Okay,
you see the banner about ISIS-K while they're talking as they're who attacked? Yeah.
So you brought it up, and so this is what that woman was going to say. Look what this is a moderator for Trump's debate. Listen to this.
The dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler is once again alive and well on a national political stage. This time, of course, in the United States. This time given life by former president and current Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump.
Let's recognize this comment for what it is, a long-standing anti-Semitic trope that the true allegiance for Jews is to their religion rather than their country. It was used in Nazi Germany to justify the arrests, persecutions, and mass killings, attempted extermination of the Jewish people. And Trump has been pushing this trope for years.
He talks about.
So let me just say this. Let me just say that Trump doesn't like the Jews. If Trump doesn't like the Jews, then why does he get so much support from Sheldon Adelson's widow?
Precious Israel. Precious Israel.
He's more on board with the genocide than Biden, if that's possible.
I think that's less bad than You Ain't Black by a few miles.
And look, Jake Tapper, I would never say that Jake Tapper is worse than Hitler.
Yeah.
But Hitler was at least honest about his evil plans.
That's fair, Jimmy. No one can take that away.
What? So, okay, so now let's watch Joe Biden say it.
The blood of America is being poisoned echoing the same exact language used in Nazi Germany.
The dehumanizing.
That's it.
Oh my God.
The dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler is one.
There it is. And just, I don't care how nice your home is. Jake Tapper's home is nicer. And why is that? Because he's willing to ignore what his eyes are telling him and to get that kind of money. That's why he's willing to lie.
I think he was probably willing to do a lot worse.
He's got a great view from his house, but he's got a shitty viewpoint.
It sucks. It was probably near Keith Olbermann.
It probably is.
He's overlooking Keith Olbermann.
And by the way, fun fact, the Nazis were in turn echoing the eugenics language of the United States.
Yeah, I knew that.
A few of them used that as their defense at Nuremberg, and they got acquitted.
That's true. They didn't use the just following orders defense of Chris Cuomo. They went with, hey, we learned this by watching you, Dad. And they got off, the one that said that.
Somehow Trump isn't friendly enough to the Jews. That is he's the one who moved the embassy
to Jerusalem?
To Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's the one who killed the Iranian general for them.
Yeah.
By the way, Trump literally said none of those things. Biden is cripplingly senile. You know who does say shit like that? That Biden said? He said, here, remember?
Yeah.
You know who does say shit like that? The Nazis that Biden is sending money and arms. They actually say stuff like that.
Yeah, especially the blood poison. I mean, I don't think they're talking about the safe, effective vaccine, right? They're talking about other races moving into their country.
So here's Casey Hunt tweeted out, you come on my show, you respect my colleagues. What?
Oh, geez.
That's like saying you must respect Donald Trump. That's what I have to respect your colleagues. Period. I don't care what side of the aisle you stand on as my track record. Oh my God. First of all, I always say the opposite. You come on my colleagues, you respect my show. How about that? This is so here she is. She said you cut off. So by the way, look at all she got ratioed on that. 46,000 replies to 34,000 likes. So she got ratioed on it, and then she also gets ratioed by the woman she cut off. 74,000 likes.
Whoa, it sounds like they don't respect your colleagues.
You cut off my microphone for bringing up the debate moderator's history of anti-Trump lies. This proved our point that President Trump will not be treated fairly on Thursday. Yet he is still willing to go into this 3-on-1 fight to bring his winning message to the Americans.
Oh, boy.
Trump should rap.
This is as exciting as Mike Tyson...
Jake Paul
fight. Yes. Yeah. This really is. I hope Biden doesn't get an ulcer.
I hope everybody plays fair and has a great time.
And by the way, this is her Twitter page. Her shaking hands with Biden.
Well, that's not a conflict of anything. Are you kidding me?
No.
I mean, can you imagine this should be like evidence or in a case against CNN or something. Look at that. You know how crazy yeah, I guess you do know how crazy it is. I guess we all know. This
is Casey Hunt trying to be act pleasant about wondering why his hand is so wet.
Yeah. And if that smell is what she thinks it is.
So I think it's a mistake. So I saw the I think I saw Keaton Weiss make this point, but it's a mistake for Trump to make it about the CNN moderators. He should just hit 2 points. Mm-hmm. Look how much eggs cost and the border.
And no taxes on tips.
And no, oh, by the way, I can't believe I don't have that story to do today. Trump's going to get rid of taxes on tips.
You know why?
Whoa.
Trump's going to get rid of, that's been in place since 1982.
I didn't even know they had that.
Yes. So you have to now declare. So people who get tipped have to pay taxes on their
Reagan
tips.
Did that?
So that was during Reagan, but I think he must have had Democrats go along with him on it.
Well, he's known. They go, Reagan raised taxes, and like I didn't know it was that.
That's who he raised taxes on.
Well, I like some waitress said this to Trump somewhere. I mean, that's what happened.
So that is what happened.
Yeah. And so can you imagine how crazy that's going to make like your Mark Cubans and shit? Because like that's tax-free money that just goes to some poor people, like if they can't get in on it.
Yeah.
And then
we don't get tipped.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I immediately know the feelings like, oh, you're just like way angrier than the school loan thing that Biden was going to supposedly fake pay back. That's like a noise. And he didn't even run through an oligarch.
So Trump should and during the debate, he should bring that up, that he's going to cut taxes on tipped wages, the border, and how much eggs cost. And that's all he should talk about. Inflation.
I would say releasing the Epstein info
border.
That he
maybe that, but if he makes it about, if the headline the next day is Trump spars with CNN moderator, that's a lose for him.
Oh, they're going to try to spar with him.
Yes,
that's what's going to happen. They're going to try to get him to fight them.
Yes, so they're going to try to take the focus. So if Biden doesn't appear,
and then they'll cut his mic.
So go to the. So Chris Caneo says they're so weak they need to cut microphones when people repeat their colleagues' words.
Yeah.
Casey Hunt was so triggered by his words being repeated on their air that she needed to cut her off. They're so weak. Again, I think it was a setup.
I think you're dead right. It's to set up the thing. Is like, oh, is he going to be attacking my colleague?
Right.
Then the colleagues will try to start shit so Biden can shit his pants quietly.
And then they could show it to their shit, their
three remaining viewers.
Their three remaining viewers and George Takei.
George Takei's not going to watch.
And they could go, look, we kicked off Trump's thing off. See, we hate them. We're not being nice to Trump. We hate them. So here is Riley Gaines said, insane. They silence you when they know they can't refute your points. Total foreshadowing of what will happen on the debate stage Thursday, but the American people are opening their eyes. That got 19,000 likes.
Hey, fun fact about Hitler, he didn't delay weapons shipments to Ukraine.
That's right. Here, Molly says, CNN, our host can lie about Donald Trump being a Russian asset or 1,000 other lies, but if you state what we've said, we will immediately remove you from the program.
Do they think they're harming Trump? Because, honest to God, I don't want to like Russia. I never had a good opinion of Russia. I can't believe the level these people make you want to root for Russia all the time with the way they talk. First of all, is Russia the one who revealed all that shit about Hillary? Thank you, Russia. Great job. Thank you for your service. If Russia did that, thank you. Did Russia keep Hillary from getting elected? Thank you, Russia.
Cat Turd says, LOL, everything she said was true, and you showed zero respect to your guest. And please quit pretending to be fair. You're a paid propagandist for the Democratic Party. 45,000 likes. So everybody's ratioing Casey Hunt. Oh, that was a meme that I like. It's not.
And tell your brother Mike he's a.
The redheaded libertarian says, oh, spare us your righteous indignation, Casey. Your guest arrived with evidence that aged like hot milk for CNN. You needed to silence her immediately by any means necessary and did a shit job at it. It's not disrespectful to quote your co-workers. It is to censor your guests.
Yeah, your co-workers are cunts. I'll say it about them, not you.
I like how Casey brought back the word ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, please, ma'am.
Viva Fry, friend of the show, says, you invite people on your show and then dictate what they can and can't say. You're a pathetic piece of trash.
Piers Morgan will sit there and take it like a respectful host. I got to give it to him.
Let's watch this.
Welcome to Obama tapped my phone island. Population? President Trump. The White House saying the president has no regrets about his fact-free claim that then President Obama tapped his phone last year, even though just about everyone else in the city in the know or not true, or that they've seen nothing that can support the accusation.
Okay, so that's a lie. Jake Tapper's lying. Donald Trump was proven correct about that. That not only did they tap his phone, but the FBI had to lie to the FISA court to get that tap on Donald Trump's phone. They had to lie to the FISA court 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. 6 times?
Wait, how many?
17 times. Documented.
I didn't see the teen coming in that.
17 times the FBI lied to the FISA court so they could tap Donald Trump's whole campaign's phone.
And they still didn't get anything real?
And they still didn't get anything real.
I never even thought Trump was this innocent the whole time. I figured he was guilty of something.
And so when Jake Tapper says this, he's the one spreading this information.
Welcome to Obama tapped my phone island. Population, President Trump. The White House saying the president has no regrets about his fact-free claim that then President Obama tapped his phone last year, even though just about everyone else in the city in the know or
in the city,
everybody else in the city in Washington,
deep state, you prick.
So I just want to show you this. This is when Vivek went after the CNN host for lying about Russiagate, and nobody ever having to pay a price for that. Ever.
You think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go.
Mr.
This is how we get our country back.
And that's the idiot smile.
You know, Ann Coulter owes him an apology for that thing she said.
So that's the idiot smile of a complete tool, bought and paid for, and zero integrity, no dignity whatsoever.
It's a
this is a professional hire. This is a prostitute for the establishment. That's what she is.
They're all Chris Cuomo when you confront them with what they say.
That's right.
They're all like, I just did what I was told.
Yeah.
That's why you can't really yell at them, because it's the stinking deep state that's making them do it. These are obvious puppets. I don't even believe they even have regular thought. I think they get turned off and on.
So this person could say that the president is a traitor to our country night after night after night and working with a foreign country against our own country. She can make that's the worst thing you could be as a president, is a traitor to your own country, working against your own country in collusion with a foreign entity that's an enemy to our country. And she said it nonstop for years and years. And that's the worst. That's way worse than any name I could call her.
Well, as you know, Jimmy, the KGB for many years, their classic operation was to make Hunter Biden smoke crack.
Yeah. Okay. Vivek Ramaswamy, he swung that family wagon right around and drove it right back home, just like Dad used to threaten us with on family trips.
He goes, now you answer. We should know what to say.
Now you answer. He dropped that question right in the lap of the ones actually running the country, the people who form American opinion.
Wow, she looks as bright as a guy who dates Fannie Willis.
Yeah. All right, over to Steph.
Okay, thank you, Jimmy. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Brewdog, thank you so much, Brewdog. Jimmy Dore's fans fomenting community. Hey, Steph, Jimmy, Kurt, and wonderful Jimmy Dore show team. Any update on having Anthony Peake on to talk about nature and consciousness, and Matthew James Bailey to talk about AI and how to defeat transhumanists? They're on the list. Our list is very big. Chiliop Hangelfrat, because of technology, we are literally the Roman Empire. Two electric boogaloo. Chili Pop. Full-time human. This guy's Wikipedia page has Dana Bash with her maiden name to hide that she's a spouse. Full-time human.
Okay.
Back to Jimmy.
round a rabbi hole, tunnels and all. There's Jews in the walls. Isn't it bliss? The rabbinical grace soiling the mattresses. Well, let me tell you. Shut it down. If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle 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 digga digga diddle diddle dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish Shmuley man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
At this time, more than any other time, you know, revolution is necessary. It is necessary. Not only based on what has happened with the MOVE organization, you know, the babies that have been murdered, you know, MOVE adults that have been murdered, bombs being dropped on us, but past that to what is happening with all black people, so-called minority people, you know, money poor people. You know, this government, as has been said earlier, has waged war on us. But you know, something about us, particularly here in America, we don't really understand that. You know, we don't really know what war is. You know, for black people, for poor people, that people see as good, that they wasn't forced to do, that they didn't do to try to keep black people appeased, you know, and calm down so that black people wouldn't riot. A prison situation is a crystallized example of that. You can make phone calls in prison. They have movies in prison, but they don't have those things because they just want to be nice to prisoners. They have those things because they know damn well if they don't have, you know, people being able to contact their family, if they don't have, you know, facilities for people to sit there and watch movies, people are going to be frustrated, upset, and they're going to direct that frustration at them prison administrators, and they're going to have riots on their hands. You know, they're going to have people in them prisons turning them prisons out. That's why they have movies. That's why they have access to phones the way they do. And a stop to it when we don't like it, or encouraging it when it's something that's in our interest. You know, we have to call the shots. The people have to take the reins of this system and start dictating, you know, what we need, what needs to be done. And, you know, taking the initiative to do it ourselves. We can't rely on this system. I mean, you know, don't people see what's happening? Every single confrontation that MOVE people have been involved in, every single issue, you know, oppression, economic issues, every single issue facing our people, you know, is something that can be dealt with very, very simply. All people got to do is make their wishes known. All people have to do is stand up and say, listen, we're not accepting that. Unity is the key. Unity is the key to revolution. Revolution ain't nothing to be afraid of. It ain't nothing to shy away from. Revolution, contrary to what officials, you know, this system and those backing the officials running the system, you know, want people to believe that revolution means violence, you know, means blood in the street. I'm saying it can get to that point, but it don't have to be violent. You know, when people come together and take a strong stand on an issue, this government don't have no choice but to listen. Where you think they get their authority from? They don't have no power, but they do have authority to do certain things. Where you think they get it from? They get it from us, from the people. You know, they get it from us accepting the things that they do to be done to stop it,
then you have some people who want to then turn around and say, yeah, well, it's the best we have, and want to make excuses. The time for excuses is over. It's over. Every man, woman, and child has to be involved in this revolution. Not only has to be, but is, whether you want to be or not. I mean, our babies gave their lives for this revolution on May 13th. Men, women, and children were murdered. And not just moved babies. What about all of the young men, women, children 8, 9 years old shot down on the street by cops, by drug pushers? I mean, where do you think that mentality comes from? It comes from this system, from the mentality of this system of getting over, making a quick buck, I'm saying that's where that needs to be done to stop it. Then, what I want people to really, really understand is that it's past time. It is past time for poor people, black people, to realize that this system has failed you. It has failed you. You can't get nothing from it. And what people got to do is withdraw our support from it and start doing for ourselves. That's what we got to do. How long are people going to sit back and beg, this government to do what's right, when for hundreds of years, all you've gotten is a slap in the face. All you've gotten is this government kicking your ass. That's all. That's all black people have ever gotten from this government.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit